a first edition of Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. I'm Sammy J from Peter Harrington, and I'd like to show you this very exciting volume. Now, this is a rare first edition in the first issue of what is certainly the most important work of American 19th century poetry. Now, first of all, I'll show you the title page, which announced Whitman to the world. Here you have, turn over the tissue guard, which is in fact the original tissue guard, and there you see his portrait. Leaves of Grass, printed in Brooklyn in 1855. It was actually a kind of privately done job. They printed only 795 copies of Leaves of Grass, and it was all done on an enormous iron press by hand. And as the type jostled in the press, various letters fell out, and every copy is, in a sense, unique for this reason. But what distinguishes this copy is, in fact, that it is one of the first issue copies. And I'll show you how. It is very simply the very beautiful binding. So, as they produced and issued these books, they realized quickly that this extremely beautiful design binding with the gilt here, the Leaves of Grass, and the gilt border, and all the blind tooling, and even, indeed, I'll show you the marbled end papers became too expensive, and they gave up, and these end papers became plain, and the binding lost some of its gilt. But this is one of just over 300 copies of the first issue. And what is exceptional is the condition as well. This is a completely unrestored copy of the rare first issue. You can see here it's had no repair, and it is in very, very fresh condition, outside and in, as I'll leaf through it. And there we have also, I'm showing you his Whitman's own preface, where he talks about the importance of America and how America is going to lead the way in the true new poetry, which he identified with America and more specifically with himself. He was had very big ideas about himself. The Leaves of Grass poem, which here we see the first printing, is later titled Song of Myself. I celebrate myself, indeed, is the first line. It's a very important piece of poetry done in 1855. It's been described as America's second Declaration of Independence. And this particular copy is interesting because Leaves of Grass, when it came out, was not very popular. It was critically panned. But on the title page here, we see a compelling example of contemporary ownership. Because so here we see Monteagle House, May 1856, only a year after the book was printed. Now, Monteagle House was a very grand hotel on the Niagara Falls, which Whitman had, in fact, visited the Niagara Falls, not Monteagle House. And he indeed celebrates the Niagara Falls in a compelling way in one of the lines, which I'll see if I can find for you here, which makes this a rather nice association copy. Here we see somewhat down on the left-hand page, he finds himself under Niagara, the cataract falling like a veil over my countenance. And there we see Whitman doing his classic thing of writing himself into the American topography, as he so successfully did that this is one of the highly important pieces of American poetry, probably one of the greatest. And this, a fantastic copy of that, the rare first issue. So to find out more about this and many other works by Whitman and 19th century literature, please visit our website.